All right, I'm Sam Duty, and this is autonomous driving in South Korea. So, start off, what is autonomous driving? Um, an autonomous vehicle is capable of sensing its environment and operating without any human involvement. A human passenger is not required to take control of the vehicle at any time, nor is a human passenger required to be present in the vehicle at all. An autonomous vehicle or car can go anywhere a traditional car goes and do everything that an experienced human driver does. So, no passenger required, and the car can operate on its own. It's pretty self explanatory. So, who is using autonomous driving? There are many parties that could potentially see use in automated vehicles. The primary users are the non commercial market, as companies like Tesla push to have this feature updated and placed in all their nicest cars. And while still very popular, the driving is not perfect, and some have lost their lives due to a miscalculation from the car. The other users of autonomous driving would be primarily categorized as commercial, as they seek to use the technology to better their businesses. Some of these examples could include companies like Uber, Lyft, and pretty much any company that's concerned with hauling freight over long distances. Right, so where is autonomous driving being used? So, like stated in the last slide, the consumer market for self-driving vehicles is an ever-growing one. These vehicles could see a variety, or could be seen in a variety of different places, depending on if someone has the money to buy one. I have personally seen a few Teslas here in Boone, so they definitely have a reach outside of major cities. As far as the non-consumer market, I could only see them having great use within these cities because the cars cannot refuel themselves and they cannot drive too far away from their owners. All right, so why autonomous driving? This is a SWOT analysis on Tesla. The strengths: no more driving, safer driving. That's safer in quotations because it you would need the majority of cars on the road to be self-driving cars for it to actually really reach safe levels, and more efficient driving. Some weaknesses are that it's not perfect and that it's expensive. Some opportunities are new car technology, less human interaction, and more deliveries. Some threats would be a crash, lawsuits, and competitors. All right, so when is autonomous driving used? So the idea of the autonomous vehicle came about in the early 1900s and was experimented with for many years. And it wasn't until the early 1980s that we would see the first self-driving car like we know it today. Carnegie Mellon University produced their ALV, which was the first autonomous self-driving car. And many various improvements were made to the vehicle throughout the 80s and 90s, and by 1995 the car was able to complete a coast-to-coast driverless journey. And from there the idea slowly developed more and more, and the means to create it became cheaper. All right, autonomous driving and SDGs. So autonomous driving is a bit of a niche technology to have as many uses as some of the others we've talked about over this course, but here's a few anyways. Good health and well-being, like for ambulances, industry, innovation and infrastructure, sustainable cities and communities, and life on land. And two truths and a lie. So 57% of people who are aware of self-driving vehicles feel safe enough to ride in one. 70% of motorists said they had concerns over self-driving cars, and fully autonomous is level 6.